21 to 6 Jazz Radio 94.1 FM, and it's time now to talk movies. And the Gold Coast Film Festival is coming up, and a new film called Unearthed is going to be screening at the Gold Coast Film Festival, and it's been made by director Peter Yaxley. And Peter's on the line. Peter, thanks very much for joining us.
Hello, yes, thank you.
This is the first film you've made, I understand. You've assembled crew and also cast from the Gold Coast.
I started about 10 years ago learning the art of script writing and acting and filmmaking, and I'd done a series of shorts and been involved with other people's short films, and I decided, look, I'm going to have a go at making a proper feature-length film. And so I drew on my friends from the acting schools and film school, and people that I'd met on the outside world as a GP, to get started and do this project.
And how difficult has it been to put the crew together and get it all to fruition?
Yeah, pre-production is probably very important, because you have to get people who are available for a certain time. There's a window. You have to work out who's available, what days they can come, and then work out what scenes everyone's in. So it's all that involved before you actually start filming.
Now, the film is called Unearthed, and it's filmed around Tenterfield.
I actually started writing the script after I'd been to Tenterfield. I took the kids on a family holiday. It was a driving holiday from the Gold Coast down to the Dubbo Zoo, and for them I stopped off at Tenterfield overnight, and the next morning I said, look, I want to have a look at the museum, and I think you will too. Just pushed them into it. And we arrived at the station. We're the only ones there. It was a beautiful morning, and it was the atmosphere that just drew me in. And I'd already done script writing and filmmaking, and it just happened that day that a story come into my head, and it just went through my whole soul, and I just, on the way down to the zoo, while they were playing Gay Boy in the back seat, I was thinking up this synopsis for a film, and it all started there.
You've actually won an award in New York.
Yes, I won an award overseas this year, the Hoboken International Film Festival, a very good film festival out of New York, and I took away Best Foreign Film there. I was also nominated for Best Screenplay, top 5, and top 5 for Anthony Jager, who is a new Gold Coast acting talent, and he got a gong for that as well.
Well, how about getting distribution around the country? How difficult is that for a new film?
Oh, well, independent filmmakers always have trouble with that sort of thing, because you're on the outer somehow. But the film festival has taken it up on board here, the Gold Coast Film Festival here at Australia Fair, Southport, this November. Unearthed will be featured on the big screen at 5 o'clock on the 11th of November. And there'll be question and answers and pre and post talking after the film, and be able to talk to everyone there.
Yeah, and you managed to get Lucky Grills to star in the movie, and of course he passed away about a year ago, I guess. Yeah,
look, I'd met Lucky a couple of years before that, and he became a friend. And after I'd been to Tenterfield and I decided to write this script, I knew there was a good role for him. It wasn't the detective role like he had in Bluey or Barjas, the ABC fame, but it was a good quality role for him as an ageing sort of manager of a railway station with his own issues and problems. He jumped at that, and he was interested and came along board and was there for the shoot at Tenterfield.
Yeah, and you're going to be talking about the movie at a networking evening tomorrow night. That's on at the Gold Coast Arts Centre, I believe.
Yes, John. Tomorrow night I'll be talking to the film buffs, the filmmakers, young people who want to come and hear what I did and how I got to where I was, where I did. And I'll field questions from them. I'll have the trailer there. I'll have a few snippets from the film that I can show and just explain the journey I took from start to end. I think doors open at 6:30 for just general talking, and we'll take it from there.
Well, it must have been a fascinating journey. And how about other projects? Do you have any more films in mind for the future?
Yes, well, John, as you discussed, I've got to get this thing out of the way first, and I'll be sending it off to distributors after the film festival, and hopefully try and get some screenings at independent cinemas in Sydney and Melbourne, where Lucky was fairly famous when he was doing Bluey. And and take it from there. The Americans are certainly interested. They want us to know what else I was doing, and excuse me, I've got a few projects that are ready to go. I'm going to pace myself. I mean, I like being a general practitioner, and that keeps me sane. And on the weekends, I partake in my hobby. We've only got a certain number of years on this planet, and we can all do everything if we want to, but you just got to pick out what you want to do in this life and stick with that and be happy with it.
Well, Peter Yaxley, thanks very much for joining us this afternoon, and all the very best with your new movie, Unearthed.
Thank you, John, for that, and I'll be happy to talk to anyone tomorrow night at the Arts Centre or November the 11th at 5 o'clock on the big screen.
Thanks, Peter. It's now 5:45 Jazz Radio, 94.1 FM here on the Gold Coast.
Northern Rivers Symphony Orchestra announces its next concert, Cello and Death.